Hi, this is Trey Pastor. Welcome to my review of The Defenders, the Netflix series that was just debuted on Friday. And this review is going to have spoilers in it, so if you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to know what's going on, you can turn away. But for those who've seen it, this is going to be my review of The Defenders. Okay, of course, everybody was waiting on this. It was building up to this moment to get all of the four characters together in the universe, and I enjoyed it. Okay, let me just first say that I wasn't wowed by it like I wanted to be. As far as the villains are concerned, the villains were okay. They didn't thrill me the way I wanted to. The way the Kingpin thrilled me. I loved him in the way what you call it, the Purple Man in Jessica Jones season 2, and the way Cottonmouth did in the first part of Luke Cage season. It didn't wow me. I mean, it was okay. Like I said, Sigourney Weaver, again, she was, of course, when I first heard she was, so I was super excited for her to be on here. And she was part of a conspiracy, I guess, with the hand. Okay, it was like, you know, they kind of went into explaining how there were 5 characters, which I guess for a hand, I guess, that made up the hand, and she was part of that, and she was leading it, and she was the one that used the last of the black, I forgot what they call it, the black something, I forgot what they call it, to bring Elektra back to life. They used that on her, and of course it was supposed to bring her back to life with no memory, like a clean slate, and she was supposed to, you know, be their assassin, you know, for hire and stuff. And you see, you know, they showed you a little bit of her training and stuff, and Sigourney Weaver's character took like a motherly interest in her because she reminded her of her daughter. Okay, and of course Sigourney Weaver's character, even though there were mortals, she was dying at the same time, and you know, they had this goal to the Iron Fist. They wanted to capture the Iron Fist and use him to break through that building to get to the I forgot what they call it. I can't remember what that
material was, so that way they could maintain. And they also wanted to return, because originally those 5 characters were they were from Kenlu, and they broke away, okay, and went on their own. And of course, you know, through different circumstances, the heroes for hire, and you know, Jessica Jones and Daredevil, they came together. Matt Murdock was representing Jessica Jones. You know, Luke Cage just got out of prison. Okay, he was trying to help a neighborhood kid. Iron Fist was trying to track down the hand, or get back to Kenlu and try to find out. And they were actually the first to, him and Colin was the first to run into Elektra, which I thought that sequence was nice. When they were trying to, you know, they were trying to hunt her down, and she wound up killing a guy that knew what was going on. Okay, I thought that part was good. Now, as far as the main villains are concerned, like I said, not Jessica Jones. Sigourney Weaver was like the head, I guess, at the beginning. Her and of course Madame Meow. The villain from, I forgot the character's name from Iron Fist season 1, the guy who ran the hand on the slide, him, and they introduced another character who was like a hunter, and they introduced this African guy that was another part of it. Those made up the 5 characters of the hand. And of course Stick was in this, played greatly by Scott Glenn, who was trying to warn them that they had to come together, you know, the 4 heroes, the reluctant heroes who didn't want to be in a partnership, that they had to come together to save New York, because they were, you know, this hand was determined to destroy New York to achieve their goal. But anyway, as far as, again, like I said, the villains didn't wow me. And again, I know somebody else mentioned this. I think I saw a review of it, and somebody else mentioned this. That Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays the Kingpin, I think he was just absolutely fantastic in season 1 on Daredevil, and in the little cameo he had in season 2. And I definitely think the show Defenders could have used the Kingpin. I don't know, they would have had to probably manipulate things, because technically he's still in jail. But they could have finagled a road away for him to get pardoned or something and get out, because I think Vincent D'Onofrio is just a great actor, and he's just a charismatic actor, and he could play a great villain, especially when written right. And that's, I think, what was part of the problem with this series, was the villains weren't fantastic, they weren't great. Okay, and another thing I know people talk about, the best parts to me, again, are the best characters, of course, is still Charlie Cox's Daredevil. I think he just owns the role, and
I can't see anybody else ever being Daredevil because he just owns the part and just does so well as a character, Matt Murdock. You just believe in him when you see him. And of course, Kristen Ritter again is Jessica Jones. She's great, sarcastic, and tough, and just I just love her. I love that character, and she just plays it perfectly. And as far as Mike Coulter and Finn Jones is concerned, I know there's a lot of Finn Jones especially gets a lot of hate. A lot of people think he that was wrong casting to me. But I think the way to solve that and help resolve this, and it's right before them, right in front of their faces, take Luke Cage and Finn Jones and Iron Fist and put them together for Heroes for Hire. They had a lot of scenes together. I don't know if they were doing that just to test the possibility of that. But I do think Finn Jones and Mike Coulter had a good chemistry together, and they have good supporting characters, Misty Knight, Colleen Wing, and just do the Heroes for Hire thing and put them together in a series. Okay, and even if you want to give them their series, their separate series down the line, for the next series, I think it'd be a really good idea to put them together in a series and have them go up against whatever they want to do. I think they would be great together. The power and the finesse, I think that would be perfect. And like I said, they get great supporting characters, Misty Knight, Colleen Wing. I think it's great, and I think they would greatly cross over. It would be great to put them together because I think it's not as much as characters. I think together, to put those two characters together will definitely will make them stronger. You just have to have a good showrunner when you put them together, because they have good supporting characters, and together I think those characters clicked, and I think it would be great. But anyway, as far as this show is concerned, again, the villains didn't wow me. Okay, they're a great plan, and I kind of hate it. Not hate it, but I hate Misty Knight was kept in the dark a lot of the time, her character, because I think the actress is really good. And I know they did it for storyline reasons. Her character was kept in the dark a lot of the times, but she helped cover for them. And of course, like in the comics, she got her arm cut off, so she got, in the comic book, she gets a bionic arm, and she quits. I think, and then they formed the detective agency, her and Colleen Wing, and so I think they did that perfectly and set that up for that. And I think it's perfect. It's right before them. Just do the Heroes for Hire thing with Iron Fist and Luke Cage, and you got great supporting characters. Go ahead and do it. It's just perfect. But anyway, as far as the villains, again, like I said, Sigourney Weaver, a lot of speechifying, okay, a lot of staring at Elektra's character and her. I did like the actors that played Elektra because I think she didn't have a lot of lines, but I think she did good with the material she had. And I did like when she killed Sigourney Weaver character because that did catch me by surprise. But I thought that was great, the way it happened, the way it played out was perfectly. When she told her to basically go kill him, Matt Murdock, and she was starting to have those flashbacks before her life. She even went to his apartment and slept in his bed and stuff when he was there and stuff. So you could tell she wasn't, her mind was not completely wiped out. Okay, so she was still feeling, she was still feeling the love for Matt Murdock, and you see when she killed him, and then she took over basically for episodes 7 and 8 to be the main villain. And I thought it was great. And again, a lot of people were happy with Finn Jones' character because he was, because the Hand obviously needed the Iron Fist to open up this tunnel and in that building that they were all in. And of course, the heroes had to hide him, and of course he didn't want to go for this. So basically, they had to knock him out and keep him tied up. And a lot of people say, "Oh, well, it's good, get his character out of the way." But I don't have the hate for him that a lot of people have. Okay, I think together with him and Luke Cage, Mike Coulter, I think that would be the way to go for at least for the next series. Just put them together in one series, Heroes for Hire, and I bet you it'll be kick-ass. Especially you get the right showrunner for that, it'll be kick-ass. And then if you want to give them a solo thing another one down the line, yeah, but put them together, I think would be the best thing. And again, the supporting characters were good. They were just, they had a few moments here and there. And of course, I like the part when the heroes, actually, of course, in this series, as far as the other characters are concerned, Matt Murdock died because he's fighting Elektra and told everybody else to leave. And he was fighting Elektra when the building collapsed, so everybody assumes he's dead. But of course, he's not dead. I knew he wasn't dead. And then at the end, you see him basically in not a monastery, what do you call that when the nuns? I forgot where the nuns hang out. But anyway, you see him all bandaged up, and then they say a woman's name. I think Mary or something. I think that was her name. And they go to get her, and you see Matt Murdock laying in there all bandaged up. And of course, if you read the comics, you know that that after Matt Murdock, his identity got revealed by a drugged out Karen, and he like lost everything from the Kingpin, and he had to come back, and his mother found him, who was a nun, and she helped him heal, and I love that way. So I'm assuming they're going to do that with the next Daredevil season 3, where have him getting him meeting his mother, and healing, and coming back and fighting for the city, which I think is a good thing. Anyway, overall, I did like the interaction between the characters too. I think that part I did like. I just wish they had better villains, and I know that's not saying much, but I know that for the conspiracy and stuff they had to get this hand. But I think if you got Kingpin, maybe a couple of the comic book villains together, I know this hand. I'm tired of the hand already. Okay, the hands is sort of like what are the characters in the Ninja Turtles? I forgot who they always fight. I forgot what they called, but I'm sick of that. I'm over that. Okay, get us another villain. Okay, or bring the Kingpin back and let him be manipulating stuff and behind the scenes and stuff. Because I think Kingpin is a strong villain, and you're gonna have that. And I think I know they're gonna do Jessica Jones season 2, and then they said the Purple Man's coming back, but I think the Purple Man's not coming. I think it's probably be like a flashback or something, or maybe even she's going to hallucinate or something that she sees the Purple Man, but that's how I think they're going to do that. That's just my opinion about that. But anyway, overall, I'm going to give the Defenders, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I'm going to give it a 7.5. I'm not going to give it an 8, okay? I think if they had a better villain, okay, in this, I think I would have gave it an 8, okay? And it gets to 7.5 mostly because of the actors involved. Okay, and they do have a good chemistry together, and I can't wait for this Defenders part 2, and hopefully they'll get a better villain for them to all go up against. Okay, and I think that would be better. And anyway, so like I said, overall, like I said, it was enjoyable. Would I recommend it? Yeah, if you like the other series, yeah, watch it, because I wanted to see the characters together, and I like their interaction together, and I do think they do have a good sort of chemistry together, but you gotta get a villain that's up to the task. Okay, that's what I think. You just have to get a villain that matches, that makes the struggle, worth it. That they come together to overcome the villain. Okay, that's why you gotta get a good villain. I know it's hard sometimes to get a good villain, but you just have to. That makes a series. If you get a good villain, like I said, I think somebody said a hero is only as good as his villain, right? Or a villain is only, heroes is only good as his villain. Okay, like Batman has a Joker, and so you have to have a good opposite number to balance out the heroes. Okay, so anyway, overall, my final thoughts are, again, put Luke Cage and Iron Fist together in the series, make it Heroes for Hire. Colleen Wing, Misty Knight. Okay, put them together. Okay, and I think that'd be a good way to go. I think that way you get two characters together that have a decent chemistry, and you can, get the weakness. I know a lot of people don't like Finn Jones, but I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem with him the way people hate on him that way. But that's my overall. Get them together, Heroes for Hire. You got it already laid out. Misty Knight gets a bionic arm. Her and Colleen Wing form a detective agency, and they help Heroes for Hire go from there. Okay, I'm going to see Daredevil season 3. That should be great. Jessica Jones season 2, and I definitely want to see Luke Cage and her hook up again. You can tell they have a good chemistry. They had a couple of moments which I was looking for in this series where they actually got to talk. Okay, you can still see that she cares about him, and she still has feelings for him, and you can tell he still cares for her. Okay, nothing against Claire, but I think Claire, you're not gonna be long for us. I was thinking Claire might die in this, but of course she didn't die. Rosario Dawson, I love Rosario Dawson. Don't get me wrong, but Luke Cage and Jessica Jones is where it's at, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let me know what you think of Defenders Season 1, Series 1. What do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below, and if you like this review, please hit the subscribe button down below. Again, 7.5 for me for the Defenders. Okay, it could have been an 8, better villain. Could have been 8.5 if they had a great villain and it rocked from beginning to end. And I did. Anyway, I know they had to have individuals stories before they came together and stuff. And I did like the part when they had the confrontation in the building and Matt Murdock took the scarf and put it around his face, you know, to hide his identity. I thought that was hilarious, in the way, and especially Jessica Jones' reaction to that. I thought that was great. And again, they had good chemistry together too, Matt Murdock and Jessica. And I guess again, that's a credit to Charlie Cox and Christian Ritter. They had good chemistry together. But Matt Murdock, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage for me. Okay. So again, 7.5 for me, The Defenders. Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.